today we've got Pectin, Gelatin, and Clear Jel. 3 different products that are all used for thickening foods, but in very, very different manners. So I'm going to talk today about how you use these products and which foods they go with and the proper way to use them in your kitchen. My name is Sharon Peterson and I'm with simplycanning.com, where you can find home canning, food tutorial tips and advice taught in a way that even a beginner can start filling their pantry. So today's question is on Pectin, Gelatin, and Clear Jel. 3 very different products. All are very useful in the kitchen, but for very different things. Some of them are for canning, and some of them are not. Okay, so let's start with Pectin. So Pectin is a naturally occurring fiber in fruit, and sometimes in some vegetables, but mostly in fruits is what we think of, because usually we're making jam or jelly. And some fruits, you can use just the natural pectin that's in the fruit. You're going to add some sugar, you're going to add some acid, usually in the form of lemon juice, and that helps everything to gel up and form a nice gel. So pectin is naturally occurring in the fruit. Apple and oranges are 2 that have a lot of natural pectin. There are other fruits that don't have a lot of natural pectin, and when you are working with those types of fruits, what you're going to want to do is use a commercially produced pectin. Now this is still a natural pectin, but it's highly processed, obviously. So they remove the pectin from the fruit, they process it. If they're going to make it into a powdered product, like this is a powder, you use it by the tablespoon, then it's dried. They will also make a liquid pectin. Liquid pectin comes in pouches like this. You slice the corner open and you pour that in with your fruit, and then that helps that fruit to gel. There are regular sugar, there are low sugar pectins, different brands are available, but all of them are used to make jams and jellies. So for the purposes of this video, that's what we want to know. Pectin is used to make jam and jelly. So now let's talk about gelatin. So gelatin is also used to thicken products, but it is not for jam and jelly. So pectin is actually a plant-based product. Gelatin is an animal-based product. So it comes also in a powdered form. Many different products have gelatin in it. Jello brand. Jello is one example. This has gelatin in it. That's what makes it gel up and jiggle for you. Knox is another brand of gelatin. This is basically an unflavored gelatin. I use this when I make finger jello. You can use this with juices to make jello, different things like that. But these are both a gelatin product, which is an animal product. Another place that you can get gelatin is when you're making bone broth. You know how sometimes if you have a really good bone broth and as it cools off, it kind of solidifies and it jiggles. That's the gelatin that you're pulling out of those bones, and it gets in your broth. It's very healthy, it's very good for you, but it is not for use in making jam and jelly. So that's what I really want you to remember about gelatin. So next on the list we have Clear Jel. Now Clear Jel, I have some. It comes in a package like this. It's very, very powdery, like a powdered sugar. Clear Jel is actually a modified cornstarch. You use Clear Jel when you're making pie fillings. There are 2 types of Clear Jel. There's a cook type and an instant type. You can use either one of them. If you're just making a fresh pie and you're putting it in the oven to bake it, you can use either one. If, however, you want to can a pie filling and put it in jars, process it, and preserve it on the shelf, then you need to make sure that you get the cook type, because the instant type won't hold up to the heat during the processing time, and you'll end up with runny pie filling. So, Clear Jel. This is not for jam and jelly, and it is not for Jello, but this is for mainly for thickening pie fillings. Traditionally, pie fillings, you know, if you are just making them fresh, you can use several different things to thicken that pie. You can use a cornstarch, you can use tapioca, you can use flour. Cornstarch is the nicest, it gives the prettiest look to the filling and it adds the least amount of flavor. But like I said, if you are canning it, you really have to use a modified cornstarch, which comes under the brand name of Clear Jel. So the last product I want to outline for you is actually Sure Gel. And this is actually just a brand name for Pectin. So it belongs in that first group of Pectin. But I'm bringing it up specifically because a lot of people get Sure Gel and Clear Jel mixed up just because the names are similar. So Sure Gel is a Pectin for jam and jelly. You can't really use it to thicken up a pie filling if you're going to go ahead and process it on the shelf. You want to use the Clear Jel. Finally, the big question, can I substitute one of these products for the other? So can I use Clear Jel to make jam and jelly? Can I use gelatin to thicken up my jam? If you're doing a canning process, you don't want to use the other alternative types of thickener for use them for the proper purpose. Now, if you are making like a freezer jam and you want to try using a little bit of gelatin to thicken it up rather than using a pectin, then you can do that because you're not processing it and you're not storing it at room temperature on the shelf. You're either going to make it, put it in the fridge, or you're going to put it in the freezer. Different measurements than what you would need for gelatin. So I've never done it before. I always just use pectin. It works perfectly. And so that's the way to go. So remember, gelatin is for Jell-O. It's an animal product. Pectin is for jam and jelly. It's a plant-based product. And then Clear Jel is a cornstarch, and it's for pie fillings. I hope this was helpful. You guys have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.